No? Okay. So we have a special tribute, and I noticed that Bill Bode snuck into the room. Can Bill stand up back there? So before I actually go through, this is, I'm really honored to be able to do this, and I have to say that when we first planned this evening, we were hoping to have, before everything transpired with Mahri, we were hoping to have Amy here to actually do this presentation, do a PK presentation. And so, but we didn't, given everything that happened, we felt it was still really, really important for us to at least share a little bit for those of you who maybe did or didn't know Mahri. She really was an institution here on Cape Ann for her work. And I just want to tell my own personal story, my connection to Mahri and to Bill, before I read from her the wonderful tribute that was written about her in the newspaper. And anything that if Bill decides that he would like to say something, he's more than welcome, but I'll do my best, and then afterward, he might want to answer some questions. So my first connection to Mahri personally was really that my husband was told that if he was going to buy me anything on Cape Ann, that he had to actually go to Mahri's store. So long before I knew Mahri, I had beautiful jewelry and gifts, clothing from her store, thanks to Austin Connors, another one of our fantastic people here in Cape Ann. So he was the one that told my husband that's where he was supposed to shop. But I actually personally met Mahri 15 years ago when I started creating sea glass jewelry, and I asked her if she would consider selling my barrettes, and she actually said she would. And in my first conversation with her, she gave me the best piece of advice I got when I was starting, which was not to give away my work to friends and family. So that you can give people discounts, but you can't give it away, and you can be very modest about your discounts, because those are really your first customers, and you really have to start from there and move forward. So I just thought that was a great piece of advice, and I've always followed it. And then, sort of on a separate track, and you all know I've been very involved with seARTS, and I had walked into Gloucester Engineering one day, and I met with the president. I was looking for a sponsorship, and he said, well, we don't have any money. He said, but we have this guy here. His name is Bill. He's married to somebody that's kind of involved in the arts. I think she maybe makes jewelry, something like that. And he really didn't know much about Mahri. He just knew that Bill was married to Mahri. And seARTS won the prize because we got to get Bill on our board. And he and Mahri together were just huge supporters, and still are, right through thick and thin. And I would say it was, really the beginning of another era even for seARTS. So really fun that's how I met Bill. So you just never know what's going to come out of one of those conversations. And then we were lucky enough to have Mahri involved in our first wearable art event. I think I showed you one of the photographs where she was kind of in the center. And after that, I received a beautiful note, which I had a copy of it actually in this presentation, but it's not there now. But I pulled it out of my files, and I had, at the memorial service, which I was lucky enough to be at, there was quite a discussion about Mahri's handwritten thank you notes. And I'm really excited that I actually have one in my folder, with a full critique of the things that we could do better. And very gracious thanks and congratulations for all the work that we were trying to do to make Cape Ann a more robust arts community. So anyway, I will cherish that and probably frame it. It's something really special. And I just have to, it's hard to really separate Bill and Mahri, because together they've actually been such huge contributors to the arts community. And Gloucester Stage Company, seARTS, Bosoma, we were introduced specifically to the dance company through Bill's work and Mahri's work. And we were just, this whole collaboration between Jen and Catherine came out of that relationship. And a lot of the fundraisers we've done have been around, seARTS has been around wine and food, another one of the areas of the arts that they have supported very graciously. So I just would like to say that there's a very big story here about two very generous people, and one that we're sad that we lost, but she'll be with us always. So I'm going to just have flip through these pictures. I think actually maybe we timed this in such a way, actually they're timed, right? So I just have to press the button while I read this beautiful story about Mahri from the beginning. So
You'll have to click the mouse once.
So just tell me what to press for.
Just hit the arrow to move forward.
Okay.
We'll have the comments, we'll coming.
I don't want to screw it up. That one. Okay, here we go. Okay, so Mahri Bode, founder and owner of Mahri in Manchester and Marblehead, passed away on Wednesday, the 18th of September at the Leahy Medical Center in Burlington. She was 75. Mahri was born in Tuckahoe, New York on May 2nd, 1944 to Harriet and Achilles Anagnostis. Her father died when she was 3, at which point her mother moved Mahri and older brother Nicholas to Magnolia, Massachusetts, where she formed some very close friendships. Harriet landed a job with JJ Jonas, a couture dress shop with stores in Magnolia and Palm Beach, Florida, so the family moved with the seasons, Magnolia in the summer and Palm Beach during the school year. When Mahri was in middle school, the family moved to Wellesley, Mass, with a better school system for Mahri and Nick. In high school, Mahri excelled in art and design and later followed her friend, internationally known clothing designer Betsey Johnson, to Syracuse University to study jewelry design. At Syracuse, she again excelled, earning a BFA degree and winning numerous awards in design. After SU, she went on to study with world-renowned enamellist Earl Pardon at Skidmore College. Following Skidmore, she continued her education at Indiana University, earning an MFA in jewelry in the spring of 1969. After IU, Mahri moved to Essex, Mass, where her mom was now living with her husband, Mahri's stepdad, Burge Sarin. To raise money to start her own business, Mahri started working as a waitress at the Sword and Shield, a local steakhouse her uncle had backed, and that is where she met her future husband, Bill Bode. A few months later, in September, she left the restaurant and started Mahri. She set up a jewelry studio, complete with an acetylene torch in her living room, and started making and forging simple jewelry. Shortly, Mahri was wholesaling to more than 50 stores in the Northeast. This was her passion, but she wanted more. So in 1973, with Bill's help, she started a small retail shop with a potter, I believe that was Marty Morgan, called The Works. About 2 years later, again, with her now husband Bill's help, she opened Mahri in downtown Manchester and never looked back. Initially, she sold only jewelry, all of which she made, but in later years, she doubled the size of the store and started making more stylish, elegant jewelry and carrying women's clothing and giftware. In 1985, she opened Mahri in Newburyport and in 2003, Mahri in Marblehead. Her daughter Amy, having just left Bergdorf Goodman in New York City as a buyer, joined the business in 2007 and expanded the clothing lines. Mahri often said she never worked a day after she started Mahri, and she didn't because when you love what you do, it's not work. And she did love it, whether working in the stores or in her studio. Mahri was a founding member of the National Museum of Women in the Arts in Washington, D.C. Mahri stores in both Manchester and Marblehead will continue to flourish and expand under her daughter Amy Bode Konovich's watchful eye. So, thank you, Bill, for being here. Really speaks for itself. There's absolutely nothing that I can say to embellish this work. So thank you, everyone. I think we're done with our formal program. You're all invited to have more drinks and food outside and just enjoy the evening.